Hi, everyone. This is Cynthia, Gershona, Big Mama, Mrs. Whitley. I have so many names, um, but I think I'll stick with Cynthia right now because that's the name my mama gave me. So remember, I am always going to start the video with songs that I create with AI. And the one that's coming up is Be Aware of Your Thoughts. Your mind is not a cage. Do you hear that? And if you think it's a cage, you got the key to get out. The key is just sitting right there in the lock. So I'm going to speak to you today so that you can see that you do have the key to your kingdom. But for now, be aware of your thoughts. Let's begin.
Be aware of your thoughts. Your mind's not a cage, it's a sacred place. So guard the gates with wisdom and grace. You become what you believe and feel. Your thoughts are real. Your thoughts are real.
Be aware of your thoughts. They plant the seeds for all you've got. Every dream, every fear, every choice that you make starts with.
And say this, what does it mean to be aware? Awareness is the unconscious recognition and understanding of what is happening within and around us in the present moment. That simply means being present moment by moment or right now. What would it mean not to be fixated on the past or the future, but only now? What would it be like? Which is the only time that exists now. Even if you get glimpses of your past or your future, we are only perceiving that in the present moment. Today, we will focus on a powerful process that begins within us. It is one of the gifts of being human, our thoughts. If thinking were not powerful, would a technology such as Chat GPT and artificial intelligence, which mimics the magnificent results of the human mind thought process, be created? So let's dig deeper into the gift of thought. Awareness, which I like to call consciousness, involves observing our thoughts, which create emotions or sensations, experiences, and finally, results of all of that, which are our manifestations. I have an informative book title or ebook, The Key to the Kingdom, that speaks of this process, beginning with a thought and ending with manifestations. Look for that link below. It's going to really describe to you how we already have the key. We don't have to be caged in. To manifest means to make evident, to make visible, or to reveal to the senses. It's like abracadabra. To manifest signifies bringing something from the unseen or abstract realm into visible, tangible reality, something we can grasp by the hand clearly or clearly receive with our senses or experience. For evidence of the word manifestation, let's look at the definition of faith found in the Second Testament. In the book of Hebrews, verse 11:1, it says, "Now faith is the assurance that what we hope for will come about, and the certainty that what we cannot see exists." And that's from the International Standard Version. The things we are hoping for, we don't see usually in the beginning. We hope by way of thinking and desiring through thought and feeling, which is vibration. Examine for yourself and see that the things you hoped for most times begins with an invisible thought and feeling. Pause right now and see if that is the case. Remember something you've yearned for and see when or how it began. Take a few minutes. Most times we judge our circumstances and situations harshly when things don't turn out the way we really, really wish it would. If we were aware or if we had known better, we would have created different results. Beginning to become aware of our thoughts allows us to perceive reality clearly, especially after considering that our perceptions are not facts. We then can make intentional choices and respond rather than react to certain thoughts. When we slow down and observe our thoughts, we can choose thoughts which we want to hold on to and memorize only those, because all we're doing is memorizing thoughts, because that is what we're always doing. We memorize thoughts and they have no choice but to manifest. Because, like I said, abracadabra, our thoughts, our words is what create our life. Our thoughts are following our commands. With practice, we can begin choosing and concentrating on only those thoughts that will lead to our highest good. We can concentrate on those. I'm not saying ignore the other. I repeat, most times we hold on to tight, and memorize thoughts that do not serve us well. We have a very tight hold and treasure negative thoughts that turn into beliefs classified as faith that magically manifests, because it's faith that makes it come to be, good or bad. It is that power that seems like such a mystery. It is surely and subtly a gift inherited by God, given to us as an inheritance because we are made in God's source's image to have dominion. Dominion over what? Our life, which begin with consciousness, or our thoughts. We're meant to have dominion over our thoughts. Let's look at this another way. In the quiet spaces of our minds, entire worlds are created, shaped, and lived long before any physical action is taken. Try to imagine your mind like and space like a mini universe. Imagine, as we can, the larger universe. Now imagine the mini universe in your mind. As your mind, imagine thousands of thoughts flowing through it even as you sleep. Yes, that's right. It never sleeps. Our thoughts never sleep. Reach up, metaphorically, and pick one of those thoughts. Remember, every emotion, behavior, and decision begins first as a thought. For this reason, remaining aware of our thoughts is not simply a mental exercise. It is a spiritual discipline, a path of personal mastery, and a moment-by-moment act of self-preservation. And I have been blessed and designated as a gatekeeper. You get to pick the thoughts you will bring to fruition. Again, awareness is the gateway to transformation in our life. Without awareness, we drift. With it, we rise or we fall down. But mostly we drift. Most people then tend to gravitate, memorize, or hold on to negative, believing that these thoughts, treating them like gospel, or as I learned in seminary school, the good news, or the savior everyone has been waiting for, except the result of negative thinking can only be bad news. So let's get off of autopilot, repeating the same patterns, displaying old negative stories, and recycling traumatizing beliefs inherited sometimes from childhood or past struggles of our ancestors. Here's where courage comes in, like Dorothy and the lion in The Wiz. Don't be afraid to look at all the thoughts that arise, the good and the bad thoughts. Yes, face the dark thoughts too. Do not ignore them, because to ignore them is to have them create a cloud over our minds that can easily overpower and immobilize us, sometimes for a lifetime. It's commonly said that many dreams have been buried in the graveyard. This truth is so profound, I have to repeat it. We are not our thoughts. We are the ones witnessing them in the universe of our mind. You can't even count the thoughts that you can catch. Remember, there are too many thoughts. More than 70,000, they say, per day. But grab onto as many prospering thoughts as you can and begin to memorize those thoughts so that you can bring them into manifestation. Let's think together and reclaim our position as the observer of our thoughts. Choose power over fear, faith over doubt, clarity over confusion, and creation over reaction. Thought awareness is important because thoughts shape perception, and perception shapes reality. But please take note that perceptions are not truths. When you observe your thoughts, you begin to understand the patterns that guide your life. I say you and we, so I'm using that interchangeably. You begin to recognize when an old wound is speaking, when fear is pretending to be caution, or when divine inspiration is knocking softly, waiting for permission to guide as we restore our remembrance of why we came here on earth. Awareness protects our spiritual alignment. Thoughts are the language of the mind, but they are also signals to the ultimate source. They broadcast intentions, attitudes, and expectations. When our mind is cluttered with doubt or internal criticism, we unconsciously invite those experiences into our life. When your thought, how do I really want to say this? I'll just go back here. Thought awareness is how we guard the gate of our own spirit. Finally, remaining aware of our thoughts empowers us to rewrite our life story. Awareness doesn't require perfection. It simply requires honesty, a willingness to pause and ask, is this thought helping me or harming me? Is it aligned with who I am becoming? Because we're always becoming something. With that question alone, we claim our ability to shift our mindset, reframe our experiences, and choose thoughts that elevate our spirit instead of draining it. In the end, thought awareness is self-leadership. It is the art of choosing our internal to create our external circumstances. It is how we stay connected to our purpose, our peace, and our divine identity. When we become the conscious author of our thoughts, we become the conscious author of our life. So remember, be aware of your thoughts as I be aware of my thoughts. And I'll end it with the song that I created with AI. So I'm going to put that on for you because I love it.
Be aware of your thoughts. Your mind's not a cage, it's a sacred place. So guard the gates with wisdom and grace. You become what you believe and feel. Your thoughts are real. Your thoughts are real.
Be aware of your thoughts. They plant the seeds for all you've got. Every dream, every fear, every choice that you make starts with the thoughts you daily create. Be aware of your thoughts.
They're the architect.
They're the architects of all you saw.
What you repeat becomes your truth.